Values career. Values career. Values career. Values career. Values career.
What did you decide?
Brother, it's not a joke, brother.
It's the Valentine's week, and you know what's better than a mushy compilation of the best Indian romantic films we've seen is to give you a reminder of the dread and absurdity that exists in the world. Of relationships so toxic, situations so absurd that one absolutely loses faith in having a long-term, sane, monogamous relationship. No one hurt me, so relax. But there could be not a better timing for a MATLAB KUCH episode where we pin down on some of the most problematic and illogical Indian movie sequences that made us wonder 1. What the creators were smoking up, and 2. In some cases, how the hell did it even get approval from the censor board? Before starting the list, however, I wanted to go on a slight rant of the absurd choreography being passed around in commercial Hindi cinema. Character Dheela 2.0 was such an unnecessary attempt to build more hype for Shehzada, a remake of a song that can't even be termed as vintage, and a performance and choreography that just echoed the same aesthetic of the Bhool Bhulaiya title track, and forced energy that doesn't pique the interest of anyone for the film. What was even worse, however, was from the upcoming film Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ki Jaan. On a rather soulful track, Naiyo Lagda, the video is assisted with such a lazy PT-like choreography, you can't even understand what really was the intention behind alternate kneeling, taking the shape of uncoordinated dancing. It made me think how an echo chamber of yes men just would not be suggesting the best things to a star like Salman and just approving the bare minimum, not realizing this is only detrimental in the long run. Kudiye Ni Teri Vibe Hai also from Selfie Drop. And what I can say about the analysis that I have for the music video is that Mrunal Thakur ko saath khoon nahi sab kuch maaf hai. Yes, I'm probably a simp, but I wish she was styled a little better. It almost seemed as if she couldn't even move to execute the choreography in some cases because of the ill-fitting and tight clothing. In the midst of so many dance numbers releasing, Pyar Hota Kai Baar Hai still stood out to me as a more chill, simplistic dance track which got further heightened due to Ranbir Kapoor's effortless quality with the moves. With such a stacked lineup ahead in the coming weeks for February and early March, it seems like movies are trying their best to push music to build the hype for the film. But it's pretty evident that very few are hitting the bullseye regarding the same. Getting right into some of the most unintentionally funny and slightly problematic sequences, here is Tried&Refused Productions with 5 shocking Indian movie scenes or dialogues you won't believe exist. Insaf Ki Devi. We're going to start on a very morbid and classic note. You know, when a movie is titled Insaf Ki Devi, then there is going to be a crime committed towards a woman leading to the quest for revenge. Most social commentary films from Hindi cinema had to showcase abuse of some kind to prove a point, but the absurdity level of Insaf Ki Devi is endless. Shakti Kapoor, perfectly cast as the perpetually horny and sadistic villain, gets away with the most vile acts because of his lawyer played by Kader Khan. The most vile act is not pimping his own wife for a business deal, something that the wife resists by the way, and her outburst leads to Shakti Kapoor breaking the fourth wall and talking about the state of our country.
तुम जैसा कमीना इंसान मैंने आज तक नहीं देखा। पैसों की खातिर अपनी बीवी को किसी गैर मर्द के हवस की शिकार होने के लिए भेजते हो। इससे पहले तुम चुल्लू भर पानी में डूब क्यों नहीं मरे?
वाह, क्या पत्नी है, पति को मरने के लिए कह रही है। मैं पूछता हूँ क्या होगा इस देश की संस्कृति का?
He of course chokes and kills the wife, something to which the domestic help is a witness. But of course, they've threatened her family, so she doesn't testify against Shakti Kapoor, but states that the wife was the promiscuous sorts.
ये नहीं कह सकती, लेकिन मैं बताता हूँ कि इसकी मालकिन जो है वो गलत चाल चलन की औरत है.
The worst of the lot in the movie, however, is when Shakti Kapoor sexually assaults a woman and get this, plays deaf and dumb in court when the victim files a case against him.
जज साहब आपसे कुछ पूछ रहे हैं.
What is the strategy, you might think? Well, see this to believe it.
जब ये इनके साथ बलात्कार कर रहे थे तो ऐसे जोर से चिल्लाए कि मेरे मोकिल के कान के पर्दे फट गए और वो हमेशा के लिए दोनों कान से बहरे हो गए.
नहीं, ये झूठ है। मैं नहीं चिल्लाई थी।
पॉइंट नोट कीजिए योर ऑनर, ये वहाँ बिल्कुल नहीं चिल्लाई थी.
वाह, क्या पॉइंट है।
एक आदमी एक लड़की को एक अकेले कमरे में धोखे से ले जाता है, दरवाजा बंद करता है, कड़ी लगाता है, उसकी इज्जत लूटता है, उसके साथ बलात्कार करता है, मगर उस पूरे स्ट्रगल में ये लड़की चिल्लाती बिल्कुल नहीं है.
Insinuate that her shouting caused him to become deaf, and when she denies it, her not shouting equates for her to be in a consensual sexual act. The court and the audience, of course, agrees with this dogshit explanation and defense. Have we started on just the right note? Yikes. Hyper. I don't know whether this is an unpopular opinion, but Ram Pothineni films are just sprinkled with misogyny and problematic themes. I don't understand why it's consistent with his filmography, but it is what it is. A romantic plot, however, from one of his films is just plain absurd, and that's from the 2016 film titled Hyper. This is a film where the hero has fallen in love with a girl by only looking at her backside. So he keeps on searching for the same backside. There is a literal entire song in the movie where he and his friends are gawking at bums of women to correlate it to the one he loved. One friend even taking photographs without anyone's consent. Bhanumati, played by Rashi Khanna, likes him and does everything in her ability to make him understand she's the right girl for him. She makes it a point to Ram that backsides are overrated and he should consider her front side. I am not making this up.
मुझे देखो, वैसे लड़की का बैक देखना बैड मैनर्स होती है, फ्रंट देखना है।
She follows him, corners him in a changing room, dirty talking about front and backsides again. She gets smacked across the face for being creepy, leading to another emotional rant about the front and mysterious backside obsession.
बैक के चक्कर में पागल हो गए हो ना? एक दिन कोई ट्रक उसके बैक को ही ठोक देगा और वो होने के बाद ही मेरे फ्रंट की कदर होगी। हाँ।
Bhanu, through sheer persistence, of course, gets the guy, reminding Ram that it is the same backside he fell in love with. Think of it, him being as desperate as Sonakshi Sinha wanting to see the crown jewels of Ajay Devgan in Action Jackson because it leads to her luck in life. How these ideas get greenlit is beyond me. Prem Granth. You know, there is a point where the movie is trying to be a social commentary on the abuse against women, and then there's a case where it just transitions to become torture porn. I think of this scenario when I saw Blonde starring Ana de Armas, a tragic tale of Marilyn Monroe shown with such graphic detailing that the entire running time just becomes different set pieces of abuse inflicted on the protagonist. This is what I exactly feel on what Madhuri Dixit had to endure while shooting for Prem Granth. A movie where the perception that victims of abuse are broken commodities and have no purpose in society gets set in stone. Madhuri as Kajri gets sexually assaulted by a group of men, and this sequence carries on for too long, close to 12 to 15 minutes. Another case when movies prolong scenes of abuse often to titillate the audience. The father finds the girl, gets her back home, only to be reminded of the shame she will cause to the family. The mother, played by our very own Kanta Bain, who's always been a bigot since 1996, says things like this. And a madame of a brothel nearby says the most god-awful statement.
एक बार चूल्हे पे चढ़ गई सो चढ़ गई, फिर नहीं रहती किसी के काम की।
The abuse just doesn't stop as Kajri runs away from her family, tries to get an abortion, gets harassed by a peon in that same establishment, runs again, only to have the baby, but because of lack of nourishment and care, losing her firstborn. She is denied to do the last rites of her own child and she digs a grave for the poor 1-month-old. What's worse is when she finally gets help from a selfless Shami Kapoor and Rishi Kapoor really likes her, she constantly reminds herself of her status in this world.
ये किस राह पर चल रही है तू? खंडित मूर्ति की तो मंदिर में भी पूजा नहीं होती। फिर तू तो ठहरी एक मामूली लड़की।
There is, thank God, a happy ending, but the abuse Madhuri faces is 90% of this film, making it one sequence of harassment after the other, and honing in on the point that victims of abuse don't have a right to live like every other person. Billa number 786. A MATLAB KUCH episode without a Mithun classic would be rather incomplete, and I stumbled upon a classic called Billa number 786, where Mithun plays a coolie whose father was stripped of his wealth by a person whose daughter was wed to him when they were kids. Was that too complicated for you? What's hilarious is that Mithun is a proper Chad in this film. Women fall head over heels for him, and the moment a girl thinks he likes someone else, this is what transpires.
हम जिसको चाहे प्यार करें।
All right, मैं अभी इसी वक्त इस बस के ऊपर से कूद जाती हूँ।
अरे नहीं, आप क्या कर रही हैं?
जाओ, मुझे मरने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता।
अरे हम रोक सकता हूँ।
The girl's love language in this movie also is definitely words of affirmation.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
You shut up!
I mean, the romantic subplots are not the issue in this film. I mean, you've got henchmen in this movie supplying women to the mob boss, only to later realize he supplied his own daughter. Yes, this is what happens. That's bottom tier absurdity. But what's crazy is that Mithun gets bit by a snake in this film. And through the sheer prayers to God, the snake feels empathy towards Mithun and sucks back his venom. Really solidifying the term Ichhadari Nag that can just take back its poison better than an Amazon delivery return policy. What the fuck? Sura. If you ask anyone about one of the most annoying Talapati Vijay films in recent years, I have to say that Sura can be in the reckoning as number one. It can test the patience of even die-hard fans of the actor. Tamanna's entire personality in the film is to threaten to commit suicide. Her character introduction is her running towards the open water because her dog went missing. Vijay rescues her and then sees her again attempting suicide. Now guess the reason. As she saw the man being really benevolent towards the poor, she has fallen in love with him. So, threatening suicide is the best.
मैं एक लड़की से प्यार करती हूँ, पर शायद वो मुझसे प्यार नहीं करता, इसलिए
तो तुमने उसके सामने जाके प्यार का इजहार किया?
वो तो भूल ही गई, अब तक नहीं किया.
When reality strikes owing to several issues, Vijay is skeptical of this association and does not accept her advances, leading to Tamanna hatching a plan of, you guessed it right, threatening suicide again.
पानी में डूबकर जान देने की कोशिश से बोर हो गई हूँ मैं. इस बार मैं घर में सुसाइड करूँगी.
I wonder, other than just being a part of commercial ventures, how actors accept playing not only inconsequential but tone-deaf characters like this. The purpose of it just being low-hanging fruit comedic gags and music videos with the most absurd choreography. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.